I want to take a moment and tell you a little bit about a gentleman named Kevin McKinney. He is a stoic sumbitch, and possessing a great deal of willpower. Frack. I want to take a minute and tell you about Kevin McKinney. He's old as dirt. Fuck! I like the fishes because they're so delicious. This shouldn't be this difficult. Damn it! So, I was trying to make an opening about this sushi restaurant that I went to today for lunch with some friends, and there's kind of a backstory involving me and sushi and a friend of mine named Kevin. Many moons ago, we went. I didn't used to like sushi, which isn't true. It's more that I was morally opposed to trying sushi. Many moons ago, many of my friends and I, including one of my oldest friends, a very dear friend of mine named Kevin, went to a sushi joint for somebody's birthday. I honestly can't remember whose it was at this point, and I had never had sushi because we live in the Midwest, and the concept of eating raw fish was... Oh, this is never going to get filmed. So yeah, me and the not so much optimistically with the eating of the sushis, because we live in the Midwest, and the concept of fresh fish here, or rather fresh fish that I would be inclined to eat here, isn't exactly one that I could wrap my head around. And a long time ago, me and several people, including my buddy Kevin, went to a sushi joint, and this was back before I had a firm grasp of what exactly sushi was. I just thought sushi was chunks of raw fish on a plate, like nigiri. And I wasn't inclined to order any sushi, and my buddy Kevin was. And so he got some sushi, and took a big bite of something that looked like an alien prop from a Star Trek set. And I don't know if he didn't chew it the right way or if he just got too much in his mouth, but when he swallowed, you could absolutely see the thing that he had eaten was just wriggling and jiggling and all the way down. I mean, you could hear it hit his stomach and just... and the look on his face as this thing is sliding down his throat is just an open declaration that right now, at this very moment, I am devoting every last possible ounce of willpower towards not chundering all over the table. And because I watched my friend go through that, I was even further disinclined to try sushi. And it wasn't actually for many years after that that I finally did break down and try some friends of mine. Another very good friend of mine named Mike and his wife Michelle took me to a wonderful sushi joint, unfortunately in the city that isn't around anymore, called Kobe, and introduced me to the concept of tempura, which is delicious. In any event, that has only a little bit to do with what this whole entry is really about, which is a review for this sushi joint that we went to today called Sushi House over on the backside of Town Center Plaza. Yeah, this is normally the point where I'm supposed to put up like the short version and the long version of whether or not it was good. And I've actually got those slides queued up in my storyboarding program right now, but I'm just not going to bother with it. The short version is that I wouldn't necessarily recommend going there. The prices weren't bad, but the sushi wasn't great. I had 3 different rolls and had a piece off of a fourth. I had a spider roll while I was there, and a spicy salmon roll, and a crunchy roll with tempura bits. And really, it's just the flavors with just about everything were really bland. The fish inside of my salmon roll I've never had slimy salmon before, you know, and this kind of was. Not really impressed with the sushi overall. Again, the prices aren't bad, but I can go and get decent sushi just as cheaply down at another joint that I'll talk about here in a little bit. They did have fantastic passion fruit tea there. I probably drank my weight in passion fruit tea, so I don't feel quite as bad about the tab that I ended up paying. Because anyway, not so much with the Sushi Palace thing, which brings me to the next topic of conversation, which is sushi joints around the Overland Park-ish area that I have gone to, or that other people whose opinions I respect as fellow keepers of the big have gone to, and they would sign off on. Probably my favorite sushi joint in the area right now is Raw over inside of Park Place. They serve pretty decent sushi there, and they know it's pretty decent. The prices are quite a bit higher, and the environment is totally packed if you go there pretty much whenever. It's not so bad at lunch, but in the evenings it's a nightclub that just happens to serve sushi. Their product is extraordinarily good, but they know it, and so the prices are high. Great time to hit Raw is on Sunday after, I believe, 8 p.m. for what they call the Flying Fish Lounge, where they serve several of their rolls at discount prices. The Tutsi Maki in particular is a good roll to have there, as is the Las Vegas roll and the rock and roll, and the anytime anybody anywhere has a roll on their menu called the Gojira roll, you just buy it on principle. Do it for me. So yeah, Raw is definitely good eating. It's not everybody's bag because of the crowd and because of the price. Going down from there, there is a sushi joint out in South Olathe called Niji, which delivers. They have stunning sushi, especially for delivery, and their prices aren't bad. So if you live out in the Olathe area, Niji is just absolutely fantastic sushi. Me and several of my friends have had it, and we all agree that it's getting up there with some of the best sushi that we have ever had. Also out in Olathe, in the same parking lot as the Olathe Studio 30, is Sake. They used to run a promotion, I think, on Monday nights where you could pay $20 for you can eat sushi, and me and my compadres have gone in there before and just done unholy amounts of damage. I can put a lot of sushi away, especially for $20. I don't think they're doing it anymore, but the food is very, very good, and the owner likes to masquerade as a busboy and come around and see how your food is. Nice little guy, nice restaurant, good presentation. If you order a bunch of sushi, the first time we ordered a big batch of like 7 rolls, they brought it out on this gorgeous wooden sushi boat. It was just a wooden model of a ship that had sushi, you know, on the foredeck and the just all over the place. It was kind of neat. Presentation was real nice. Ordered a volcano roll. They had a little red cube on the inside of this roll that they'd stacked all up around the cube, and it was glowing red. So good presentation, good food there. If you want something that's a little bit cheaper but still a fantastic value, Asian Palace down at 151st and 69 Highway in Stanley does, I believe it's just an ongoing dinner deal, $20 for all you can eat sushi. Wouldn't necessarily recommend going there for lunch. Because while you can still do it for lunch, the rolls that are on their lunch menu, while not bad, aren't where the really good signature stuff is. But definitely in the evenings, not only do you get all-you-can-eat sushi for $20 down at this Asian Palace place, but you also get all-you-can-eat appetizers as well, and they have all your traditional Chinese appetizers like crab rangoon and egg rolls and stuff like that. And they actually have fantastic crab rangoon. So that's definitely a good, viable place. I'm told by an authority who's been over to Japan many, many times that Sushi Jin is a fantastic place to get sushi, and that also locally, again, here in Overland Park, a place called Kyoto is a good place. Looked the restaurant up online, had more of a Japanese steakhouse vibe to it than it did a sushi joint, but I've had several people, including my nephew, who is kind of a connoisseur of good sushi, tell me that Kyoto is a great place to get some grub, especially with some friends. So definitely interested in checking that out and would give them a spin too. And I guess just as a last I would say that if you're in the mood for quick down and dirty sushi, along with some other food, you can't really go wrong with the Joy Walk over at 119th and Metcalf. Their sushi bar is not huge, and there's nothing vastly diverse there. You won't find anything like the bagel roll over at Sake there at Joy Walk, but they do have some staples, and if you're just in the mood for a quick fix, along with some noodles or whatever, you can't go wrong with that. It's a pretty good product. So, in any event, that's sushi in Kansas City. Probably not going back to the sushi house again. As I mentioned before, the second time I've been there now, and just really wasn't impressed the first time either, and not the second time around. So, now you've got a list of a bunch of other places that you can go get some.